Hi.
What is up, YouTube land? We're back. Cloud's gonna go night-night. Rest until it's time to sleep. Okay, so just going over this again. We're in Gongaga. Zachariah is a character.
Henceforth, his official canon full name is Zachariah.
Yes. Wait. Zachariah. Hold on.
Oh, the reactor stuff starts now.
What's Zach's last name in this?
Fair.
Fair. All right. No one else is gonna get this reference. Zachariah Fair, king of all materia. That's it. I refuse to explain further. Giga Chad moment. Says joke no one will understand. Refuses to elaborate. Thank you.
It's just such an inside joke.
Yeah. But, if you can't make yourselves laugh, I mean... Also, I found out last time, I forget if we said it on screen or not, that other character... What's the girl's name again?
Cisne.
Cisne is from...
Crisis Core?
Crisis Core.
Spencer, brain no work.
Dude, I was thinking Advent Children, and then I was like, Before Crisis.
I can't remember anything.
And then I was like, Dirge Cerberus. If you think about it, I understand FF7 is like insanely popular, but if anyone would ever make the argument of like they've never expanded on this story enough, I'd be like, okay, but
they've expanded on it too much.
Is Crisis Core the one that came out for PS5? Is that different, or is that just like a PSP like?
I'm pretty sure it's just a remaster.
Okay.
I don't think they added anything to it.
Okay. Is there one I'm missing? There's Dirge Cerberus, there's Advent Children, there's Before Crisis. Isn't there one that came out? No. That's the Crisis Core that I'm thinking.
Yeah. There's Ever Crisis, which is where Glenn comes from. That takes place while like Sephiroth is like a teenager.
What did that come out for?
Mobile phone.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think so.
So it was like somewhat recently, like within the last 10 years or something.
And Before Crisis was like a really early like smartphone game. I think it was before like Android and iOS. It was literally like mobile.
Literally mobile. Like Nokia, when you had a Nokia or a BlackBerry.
And Before Crisis has like a billion like named unique Turks that are never relevant again. I don't know if they all died. I never played it or really care about it at all.
I mean, I guess there would be a way to play it nowadays with emulation, I guess.
I only ever looked up Ever Crisis stuff because Glenn is such a huge, like, what's the word? Not red flag. Just he's so obnoxious. You can't ignore him.
Why would they add Glenn to this game? If I may ask a very simple question, what were they thinking?
Because the main writers of most of Final Fantasy games, Nojima, is a huge hack.
I mean, you know...
Like, he was one of the writers for FF7, then he sole wrote FF8. I rest my case. He's a hack.
Yeah, well, that's enough to say. I'm seeing if there's any other titles that I'm missing. What's Last Order FF7? 2005 anime original video animation.
Oh yeah, I never watched it.
It looks like it has Sephiroth and Zack.
Interesting.
Dirge Cerberus, Crisis Core, Advent Children, On the Way to a Smile, FF7.
Never even heard of it.
Well, I'll put it this way: they're so obscure that they don't even have a clickable link in Wikipedia. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of weird novels. Like I think like last part I was talking about how like Don Canero has like a not a specific novel about him, but he has like extended universe stuff that happens in the novel that takes place after he falls down Wutai.
You said Glenn is from Ever Crisis?
I think so.
Ever Crisis came out in 2023.
Is it mobile or is it like everything?
Yeah, it looks like it's mobile.
Okay.
Android, iOS, and Windows. I guess that means you can play it on PC.
Yeah, it looked pretty low budget, but it did look kind of modern, so it doesn't surprise me.
I can say, for an absolute fact...
That's probably why they put it in this game, just to show it.
That, when Advent Children came out in 06 or 07, whatever it was, 05, I was really hyped, and then I watched it. That's the end of my story.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to add to it.
Advent Children was just a net negative all around. It permanently ruined Cloud's design. And we're still feeling the effects to this day.
Literally.
Remake Cloud still looks like Advent Children Cloud. Not as, like... All the Advent Children designs, especially like Cloud and like Tifa, are like super like pretty boy Asian. And like, when you compare like the FMVs of like OG FF7, like, it just looks so different. It looks so different. They nerfed his hair so bad. His eyes aren't like... They're almost like Toriyama eyes. Maybe not quite like that, but like they're so big. The irises are so huge. And then when you go to Advent Children, it's just like realistic anime pretty boy designs. I mean, them.
When they make the jokes in the original game about spiky-haired weirdo and whatever, it like makes sense. Now when they don't make as many jokes, but when they make the jokes, I'm like, he just looks like he has normal hair. Like, it's not
like Cloud's hair spike in OG is like
it's so
legitimately funny. Like 6 to 10 inches taller than it is in the remake games.
Yeah, easily. I haven't watched Advent Children since it first came out. Maybe I will just to like see at it. I just remember Sephiroth comes back, and then there's clones of Sephiroth, and I'm like, what is this?
I wish we could do something like sit down and record us and like just like riff on it, but they're just gonna take it down.
I mean, we could do it if there was no audio. Audio is the way that things are caught, right? But that also wouldn't be fun.
We would have to wear like headphones the way that we record stuff.
Right. And then we would have to like fill every second with talking. If not, it would just be complete dead air.
So at this point, when I was playing this game originally and saw the whispers back, I was like, oh boy, this game is going to become garbage. I really didn't think the whispers were going to come back in this game.
You know, there's a bunch of story that's about to happen. A bunch of story. I was honestly surprised that they took Gongaga, a place where you can like just skip in the first game, and added a bunch.
It's just because they have to prop up Zack.
Zachariah was a hello.
The directors know exactly what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
You have Scarlet on screen, and then you pan up the camera from her waist to her face. For no real reason, you know. It's just artistic vision.
They know what they're doing. Also, why is every single mech that Shinra has doesn't have how do I put this? It has an area where the person who's running it is out in the open. It makes no sense.
Because Scarlet is literally just vain.
Every mech of all time should like cover you, but it doesn't.
There's no way that Scarlet would design her red or crimson Viper, or whatever it's called, with a actual cockpit.
Yeah, I guess that's true. She has to be seen like she's like the one or whatever.
I was honestly expecting there to be more story before I had to do this.
No, but when you get in the thing, there's a billion
There's a billion things.
Yeah, folks, when I said there's about to be, I meant in the next, like, 5 minutes, or whenever he gets into it.
I thought you did the Tifa, Cloud, awkward romance stuff, and then you did the reactor.
Cloud gets BTFO'd, and then Tifa comes to his rescue. I mean, sorry! Also, it's kind of weird how they break up. I haven't complained about this yet, but I like how they've broken up the characters so far. But this one's kind of like just awkward.
Yeah, this one's like
the girls will stay back and the guys will go.
Yuffie really wants to come. He's just like, no, just stay here, because
guard Gongaga. Yeah.
But it does mean that the second party is literally the God team.
Oh, that's true.
And then the Cloud team is just, it's Cloud. No, I don't want to do fights.
I guess Barrett's pretty good.
Oh.
Well, then again, I guess Kate Sith is off. I mean, there is...
I just don't have Kate Sith or Barrett with, like, any, like, offensive means. They're, like, purely on support right now.
Yeah. We talked about it a couple times ago, but there really isn't, like, a character that's, like, bad in this game.
No. I think the worst character, I think we talked about it, but Red 13 is probably the worst character because he's just really redundant. He's a tank, a counter tank. But the problem is that Barret is a way better tank in isolation, and Cloud is a way better Punisher in isolation. So, like, Red 13 is like a combination of Cloud and Barret, but, like, way worse at both. But, like, Cloud, like, when you're in Punisher mode, all you have to do is hold down R1 to guard, and he'll auto-counter and get a huge ATB bonus. Whereas Red 13, what you have to do is you guard, then you have to let go of guard, and then you do the triangle command,
Oh, man, when I was trying to learn those abilities, and I had to do the perfect guard thing, I was like, I'm never using Red 13.
And, like, it's slow, he doesn't get much ATB, the counter spin isn't invulnerable, so, like, he can get countered out of it, and when he actually hits it, it doesn't do that much damage, and you don't get that much of a refund. It's like, what were they thinking? It's just, it's strictly worse than Cloud, and Cloud is good at everything.
Yeah, it's true. There's... I guess if you like Red 13...
They should... It's just that Counterspin, I think they could have fixed Red 13 if they just make Counterspin do more damage, give you invulnerability, and a bigger ATB boost. Because, like, Red 13's skills take way too much ATB. Everything takes 2 ATB charges. And it's like, it's cool that he has, like, team-wide haste and, like, a team-wide heal. But not only does it take 2 ATB charges, but he also has to be in that Punisher, whatever it's called. The counter mode that you have to, like, build up charge for.
They just needed to,
They just... I understand what they were going for, but they just nerfed him way too hard.
They needed to nerf Tifa. Having Tifa be so good makes every other character
Yeah.
look like crap.
Like, I think Ares is, like, a good, sort of, middle ground of a very strong character with very obvious flaws.
Is it just me, or does Tifa build up enemies' pressure bar faster than anyone else?
Oh yeah, she's really good at it. And when you get
I thought so. Even normal attacks.
When you get Unfettered Fury, it's even better.
Insane. Yeah, like, even on normal enemies, I'm like, alright, like, if I don't feel like fighting it too much, because I'm not at the point yet where I have ridiculous materia that I can just, like, use Eroga and then get all my MP back immediately. I just attack with Tifa real quick, and I'm like, okay, good. Sounds good. Do you remember, speaking of reactors, do you remember in the first remake where you spent, like, 2 hours getting into one of the reactors? Like, that was, like, 2 whole chapters.
Yeah.
I forget which reactor number it was. 8?
Something like that.
Because you start with 7, I think. Or, no, it might be 1. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter.
It might be 6 as well, I forget.
But you literally spend, like, 2 of the 14 chapters in the game trying to get into a reactor. Only to get BTFO'd by, President Shinra. After a lot. Grandika! Wasn't it? Things are happening, folks.
Sure are.
Dude, the one thing I'm really glad this game did was show more the effects of Mako. Like, I understand that in the original game, the general theme is, hey, all these enemies really exist because of, like, Shinra being bad and Mako and whatever. But we're about to see... I guess you can't even call him an enemy. But, like, a character that is grown out of the Mako, and it is just crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I love the world building like that.
What? Resurrected 2 times? Oh, do you have to... Is the gimmick that you have to stagger him to actually kill him?
I don't think so.
Definitely resurrected 2 times. Pretty weird.
Maybe I just did it and didn't realize it.
Yeah. I do not know.
Limit siphon.
Yeah, so there's a combination that you can do where you use the Goddamn Rung, which starts you with max limit break. And if you use the enhanced expeditionary medal, which sets your limit to max, or to level 3, you can do the level 3 combo if you use limit siphon. And I have that set up right now.
That's cool. I guess we'll find out. Does he get up here? No! He wasn't staggered. You just got unlucky.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's literally just like a dice roll.
Heh. Yo, I had so much trouble on this.
I think the Scarlet fight is way more annoying.
Yeah?
I think
yeah. I'm sorry.
The Scarlet fight is like one of the worst in the entire game.
I had minor trouble with this one, but I had a lot of trouble with the Scarlet fight. Sorry, it's been a couple weeks since I did this part. That's right. And you don't have your normal party for that either, do you?
You do have the God team, but it's still really annoying.
$40,000. My God.
Yeah, there's a couple things that are going on right here. So when you have Prime Mode activated and you do a full combo with it, it activates Berserk or Fury, which is the second tier Berserk, which makes Cloud more of a blast cannon. He'll do more damage but take more damage. But I use Faith with Barret, so Cloud has magic up buff, and then he also has Fury up, which is why he's just doing so much damage.
So cool. Mako ingestion. Just pulls all the Mako from the area. I was gonna say, that should have ended it.
It's just one of those fights where, because I'm not really doing too many defensive buffs, I'm just trying to brute force it. But like Cloud took one attack and took 5,000 damage, so you just have to finish it so fast. But the really nice thing about using the Goddamn Rung and the enhanced expeditionary medal to use a level 3 limit break is that bosses hard stun on every single hit. So Satellite Beam is one of the longest limit breaks in the game. You have to wait for it to start hitting, but once it starts hitting, the boss will stun over and over. Makes it safer.
What does this general thing remind me of? I don't watch Gundam, so it can't be that. Oh! Those Galbadia things in FF8.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's exactly what... Even the way it was moving, I'm like, it's those Galbadia... I don't know what you want to call them. Mechs that the army's in. That's so cool.
And Cloud died at the end.
They took something from the best game in the series, 8. Refuses to elaborate further. No, literally no one in their right mind can say it's the best. They can say they like it a lot, but you can't be like, it's the best. In fact,
it's definitely the most unique Final Fantasy.
Yeah, probably.
But that does not mean the best.
I forget if I mentioned it last time, but we were talking about tier listing the Final Fantasy games, and I don't think I'd put a single one except for 3/6 in S tier. I mean, I love original FF7, but it has so many janky, weird things about it. You can't... It's just like if you were like, oh, I love Pokemon Red and Blue. You can't possibly put it in S tier because it has so many broken things about it.
Yeah, I'd have to think about tier. I think I would still put a 7 pretty high, but I don't think it would be number 1.
I just think the only one I could safely put S tier that doesn't have any major problems with it is 6. 10 has a lot of really slow parts.
I really like 5 and 6. I also...
5, I would consider 5 an S for gameplay alone, but it has no story.
I don't particularly care. I don't know. It's... Like, Final Fantasy 1 having absolutely no story kind of sucks, but I think it has enough story. Like, there's moments like, you know, what's his name, Galuf dying.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I guess by comparison to what we were used to, they just focus more on the gameplay than the...
After Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 4 has so much plot, and I think it kind of is melodramatic and bad.
I never even tried to play 4. It's just a little... I don't know. It just didn't seem to interest me too much. But, yeah, obviously 9, I don't really see how anyone could give 9 an S tier. It's pretty good. I could even see you calling it an A tier, but...
Yeah, I literally just, like, 100%ed Final Fantasy 9, like, last year, and, yeah, it's a good game. It's definitely not in my top 5.
And then anything in FF 1 through 3, even if you're a fan of old-school RPGs, they have a lot of problems, so... Like I said. Oh, and then, I don't think anyone would give 12 an S tier. Apparently, like, 12 story seems very whatever. Although the gameplay seems pretty good. And then you have 13, 15, which I don't think anyone would give an S tier.
So what do we do now?
Maybe 16, people like that, but that good? I don't know.
No. 16 is, like, not the worst thing ever, but I don't like it.
You know what's weird? We sold a lot of copies of that game when it first came out. I forget how many we got, but I haven't seen a used copy of that come in, like, a long time.
Seems like both the Final Fantasies, like Rebirth and 16, like, sold well on launch day and then kind of just... They have their really diehard fans and then just, like, no broad appeal.
Which
is probably why both games didn't sell, like, super well.
Yeah, and then the hardcore fans, they just hold on to them for a long time. Like, unless they get rid of the system, then they probably sell it all together, but it's just weird. It's been, like, a month or a couple weeks at least since we've seen a copy of 16. And, I don't know, it's just interesting. Using Tifa's limit on those amphibians.
Literally a frog.
Seems useful.
Yeah, the Scarlet fight, I'm going to be doing another different type of cheese tactic. One that I don't particularly like doing because it's really slow. But the Scarlet fight is, like, really scripted and annoying. Well, yes.
Once I either finish FF or get to the point where you catch up to me in story and it doesn't matter anymore, what should my next LP game? Should it be Enslaved? Should it be SHDP? Should it be PE1?
What's SHDP?
SH. Downpour.
Oh, okay.
Or PE1.
I think all of them sound pretty good.
I'm considering Enslaved so that I don't really have to practice it.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like PE1 I would really want to practice. And maybe Downpour. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a really long time. I mean, I watched you play Enslaved, like, back in, what, like 2011 or whatever. I don't remember much about it.
I'm sure it won't hold up amazingly well, but the story was pretty good. And it's literally another one of the, how do you say, what's the name of the, story that Dragon Ball is based off of, Odyssey to the West?
Journey to the West.
Journey to the West. It's literally another Journey to the West story.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, like, insane that, like, besides the literal Bible, I cannot think of a single story or group of stories that has been, like, retold so many times.
It's probably legitimately the most influential story ever made.
Right? It has to be. I didn't know until I was an adult that Dragon Ball was literally made off of that. I had no idea.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's another Journey to the West one. Which is not... I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because they do it in their own unique way. And the main character's name is Monkey, and he has a really cool voice. It's really gruff, and he's funny.
Oh yeah, and you have a redhead waifu.
Who is just as it should be. Like, she has a, how do you say? She has a personality, and she's spunky, and she doesn't trust you, and she's cool. But guess what? She can't do everything in the world ever. She doesn't just bypass the compressor. Isn't that crazy?
Remember when girl characters had flaws?
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna play Enslaved Gods Into the West. And I don't think anyone would play that game and be like, oh, she's a weak character.
Yeah. Just to reiterate my stance on this, I'm completely fine with strong characters that do things that are also girls.
Just not
but when they're
very soon.
when they're flawless, it's boring AF.